owns our digital pictures? That question seems like a simple one at first glance, right? It's us. We own our own digital pictures. We took them, right? But if you've ever lost a phone or a camera card or had a computer crash or lost a key password to an online account, the reality is your photo ownership is at risk. Join me in this video where we're going to talk about photo ownership and how you can make sure your pictures are safe to enjoy and celebrate today, as well as pass them on to future generations. Hi, I'm Molly Bartelt. I'm a photo estate planner and the owner of Pixology. We are your go-to experts in motivation and education on photo saving apps, tools, and software. Maybe you're trying to figure out where to start with organizing your own pictures, or maybe you just want to have someone else do it for you. We are definitely here to be a resource. Click my link below where you can schedule an appointment on my calendar and I'll talk with you about getting that starting point going. Now let's dive into digital photo ownership. If you care about your photos and preserving them, definitely watch this video to the end because there's so much that I need to tell you about making sure your photos are safe and owned by you. To get to the heart of this topic, I thought it would be helpful to look up the definition of own. According to Oxford's dictionary, the definition is the act, state, or right of possessing something, like the ownership of land. So how do we possess something that's digital? I guess we count it as it's stored on our phone. We own things if they're stored on our computer. And maybe some of us think that pictures stored in the cloud are owned by us as well. Since the digital photo isn't tangible, you can't touch it, there are some risks with using these pieces of technology to store them, and thinking that you own them might not be as concrete of a concept as we would think. Okay, smartphones is the first place we think of when people have ownership of their pictures, right? They're on their phone. Well, what happens if the phone is lost or stolen? The pictures may no longer be in your possession, especially if you didn't turn the backup feature on in your Photos app. People sometimes don't think about doing that, and if you need to turn the backup on or at least check that the backup is on, click the link up above. I've got a video that shows you how to do it on an Android phone and an iPhone. Think about how many times you've upgraded your phone or switched from Android to iPhone or vice versa, or maybe you've even switched carriers from Verizon to AT&T, something like that. Every one of these situations is a potential time that you could lose track of your pictures. And if you don't even know you've got pictures stored in some account that was started years ago, do you really own them? I'm not so certain. In the past, people did get in the habit, I think, of storing pictures on their computer. So that's the second place you can think of owning your digital pictures, is on a computer. Now, computers and laptops have been around for over 2 decades, and we've been taking digital pictures since the early 2000s. How many computers have you owned in the last 10 years? Have any of you switched from a PC to a Mac and back and forth like me? Maybe you've had computers crash, which is unfortunately a more common situation than you would like to think. External hard drives are a great solution, but they can fail as well. So it's like we have to have a backup to our backups. More and more, I'm having clients who feel that their computers are not the safest place to store their pictures. I don't know what you think. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know. Technology failures are putting your photo ownership at risk. The third place that we can store photos, own photos, is in cloud storage sites. This is like iCloud, Google Photos, Dropbox, Amazon Photos. Some people even use Shutterfly to store their pictures. If you don't have access to the internet, you may not have access to those photos, right? I'm not sure that when you store your only copy of pictures in the cloud, that can be considered owning your pictures. At the very least, the company who has them in their possession on their servers, they have a stake in your photo collection. We're going to talk about that more. If you lose your password for your online cloud storage account, you might be in trouble. Have you ever tried working with Google to recover a password? It's terrible, and I have yet to talk to a live person ever. And then I come across people who have multiple accounts with the same cloud site. Take, for instance, iCloud. I have clients who have 3 different iCloud IDs, one for their phone, one for their Mac, and one for their iPad. So the pictures that they have in those devices could literally be in 3 different iCloud accounts. There is no easy way to merge them. Then there's some people who have photos in different cloud accounts. And I would bet most people have this situation, not just some. So you've got pictures in iCloud because you're an iPhone user. You have photos in Dropbox because some photographers shared their professional pictures with you there. And then you have photos in Google because who knows why? These things are insidious. All of a sudden you have photos in quite a few cloud storage accounts. Your photo ownership is at risk when they're spread out all over the place because you can't guarantee what pictures you have where. I've also had people take advantage of the free storage that companies offer. And when their storage starts hitting the limit, they look for another place to store pictures. Free storage is not good because, well, when you're getting something for free, it might mean you're the product. And that leads me to the next point about storing photos in some cloud storage sites. Your privacy. Privacy is a big issue. When you store your pictures with a big tech company, and you've got Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, they have the ability to look at your pictures with artificial intelligence. And we're going to be hearing more and more about this, but imagine what your photos tell about your life. I'm pretty certain that Google and Facebook and Apple know I like to compete in archery. I have 2 dogs. They know where I live, and they probably even know what diets people are on, right? Why do we take pictures of food? So think about the companies that we're uploading our pictures and saving them with, how much information they have about our lives. Do you really want that? What other item in our life gives big tech so much information about our lives and what we like and what we like to shop for? Well, there is Alexa, and I have my own thoughts on that too, but she's probably listening, so the last thing I'm really concerned about with storing photos in the cloud, these cloud storage sites, is how will these pictures be passed on to the next generations? With Google and Apple, you have to have a password, and there's probably 2-factor authentication where you get texted a code to enter. If you don't have all of the devices and your passwords in order and passed on, your family may not even be able to access the pictures that you did save, that you thought you owned. I had a horrible phone call last week from a gentleman who had lost his wife recently, and he couldn't get into her iCloud account. Apple told him that he would need a court order in order to get access to his wife's pictures that she had taken so recently. It's just heartbreaking when people want pictures and then they're locked out of being able to access them. Do we really own our photos if we have no secure way to pass them on to the next generation? This next point is so important. Any problem that you can have with tech putting your photo ownership at risk, you might as well just plan on it happening to you if it hasn't already. I know, because a lot of these things have happened to me, and I'm supposedly good at this stuff. I'm going to switch the topic from owning photos to saving photos. Many people don't have a clue on where to start on how to save their pictures the right way. For nearly a decade, I've been teaching that a saved photo meets two criteria. The first one is your original photo is backed up in two places, one inside the house and one outside of the house. The second criteria is you can find that photo within minutes of looking for it. If your photo meets these two requirements, I feel like you've saved your photo properly and you can consider your photo ownership is secure. I totally understand. The process of getting all of your photos to meet those two criteria must seem completely daunting. That's why I'm here for you. I want to be a resource for you. If you need a plan to get your photos organized, click the link below. I'd love to talk with you and hear about your situation and see if our plan that we share with people might be something that would be helpful for you. I truly hope this video about who owns your pictures was helpful. If it was, please share it with your family and friends, the people who need to know that we need to save our pictures today. You know, time is flying by and tomorrow literally could be too late. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.